right, folks, let's come and get it on a Thursday. Let's get right to it. First person to type in HPC will give you a 60-day free trial. What's going on? Let's get back to it. Here we go. Sorry about that. What's up? Chat. First person HPC, type in HPC into the chat. Street Shark, you win 60-day to Harmonic Pattern Collection. Guys, get your free 3-week trial. So for the next week, if you sign up, we'll give you 3 weeks HPC for TradingView. Street Shark, you got to send me an email at harmonictrader@gmail.com to hook you up. Also, you can send your username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. 3-week trial. Also, get the TradingView, buy that, and then you get 6 months of one of the other platforms, your choice. That was a part of our Prime deal. Okay, let's talk about things that are Prime, like NASDAQ 10% correction. Boy, what a confounding market. This is crazy action. And when it happens faster than I anticipate, I get frustrated. That's it. This thing happened, I think, a little more quickly than I anticipated. And yesterday, I was looking to buy this thing. Most of the day, I didn't get a signal on the sell side because it was straight down. Today, what do we have? I mean, we're sitting at some levels, but I'm not saying this is over just yet. I mean, look at the last week, 2 weeks, guys. Big wash. Was that a selling climax? Because listen, it wasn't 2 weeks ago. We were here at 21,000, 20,900. And then it drops 2,000 points, over 2,000 points. Basically 2,100 points off the high. 18.8 today's low this morning. Yeah, it was 1883. That might be the 10% correction, but really fast. Also, we're going to need a dot. So how this is going to shape up is I'm not too concerned about this. Okay, at the moment, I need a bullish candle tomorrow, and maybe that would set us up for a relief rally. This is NASDAQ. But this is exactly, hey, despite my frustration today, I think we should all take a hard look at the last 2 weeks and think about what we're doing harmonically in this market. That the 1618 on the Qs at 504, that's something for the history books. And to see that kind of a reaction off of all the way down, I mean, certainly on the QQQ, 50 points off the high. Remarkable. What I'd want to see for the Qs, though, probably into tomorrow or next week, retest 459, and then give us a dot. You need some development. This is not going to be a one-off thing. What's going on? Yeah, you got it. What's up, Joe? Ox, Street Shark, you're back. Daniel. What's up, Victoria, David, Carthago, the rest of the crew? What do you guys want to look at today? What's up, Mr. Fisher? Are you hitting him well? Keep that head down, my man. Hit him straight with a nice little draw. You got it. Cody, Bisonic, Cat, guys, thanks for coming today. Great to have you. Hey, shout out to our friend Justin over there in the Olympics, working the Olympics. We're thinking about you, buddy. Hope all is well. And everyone else, hope your summer's going all right. A couple items of business really quick. Look, Tuesday, no show. Tuesday, I'll be traveling. So no show Tuesday. I'll be back Thursday. I'm going to have to take a couple days next week. I just am. My brain's about to explode. I don't know about you guys. Anyone else have an exploding brain? Yeah. What's up, G-Dog? Great, guys. Draw that. Draw that pin high, Paris. Right? Nice open championship last weekend, too. What are we doing with this market, kids? Because I glossed over it on Tuesday of like, look, after this correction, we're looking for a monster opportunity. Well, here we are, 10% off the highs. What do you do with it? I still am going to say, with everything that we know, okay, we're looking for stuff like this. We're looking for HSIs. We're looking for dots. The interesting thing is that we're going to get a dot, no doubt. And this will be the first dot since October 23. Why? Because there's the check back on the daily high level. Yesterday was a miserable check back. But then we'll get one more green bar tomorrow, and then does the train continue? You know, do we continue on the train tracks of this? Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's the trend since the October low, and we were scraping that top end just 2 weeks ago. Love the market. This is what makes traders trade, that kind of stuff. Now, we have to kind of go out further and look at what's going on up here at this 1618 weekly, monthly, what have you. Dare I say that this 1618 right here at the 50 whatever it was, there's 1618. It was 490 something. I'll have to check that. I don't know. Oh, because my thing's off. Regardless, what I want everyone to do is just be patient with the market. Okay, if your brain's going to go explode, take a walk around the block. I mean, literally leave your house. And I'm saying this to a few people I've spoken to in recent days. And it was nice. I had a couple conversations with some people that took me up on the consultation. You know I love you guys. You know I do this to make my day-to-day fun first and foremost, and then share the harmonic knowledge. Kind of selfish of me to do so, but I want to make it fun. I want a cool group, and communicating a bit more with people, I think, is my aim in the next many months or so. So if anybody wants to have a little chat, send me an email. Just give me a day or two to set it up. But I'm happy to talk to you about your trading journey, harmonic learning curve, and what it takes, because it's interesting. The commonality of many people is we're all beating ourselves up too much. We just are. And you have to understand, we're dealing with a longer term occupation here. This is a marathon. By all stretch of the imagination, we're pacing ourselves, sir. We have to pace ourselves and go easy on your brain. So I'm saying that to myself as much as the folks I've talked to in the last few days. And let's get ourselves aligned with the framework, because that was a 10% correction. Everyone's looking at that 10% level. We'll look at the harmonics of it all. And I think the 1618 gives us a really solid framework, measure point. We know that this area up here, that's super harmonic. I mean, that rejection, everything you see here weekly. So obviously, you know, unless spare a miracle tomorrow, you know, you would have to close basically above 474 by tomorrow. We need a huge rally for that not to be a 3-bar breakdown. For this week to be, which is typically one of the signs you want to see, where is there going to be a destruction or a further kind of retracement, retrenchment? We'll have to see come tomorrow. And then, as I said, I'm not going to be here on Tuesday, but next week we'll talk about this. Plenty of time. It's clear summer action. But a couple of the thoughts that I have of how far this can go is just simply based on the fact that we have no confirming factors on the bullish side yet. Also, watching this 50 line. Watch that 50 line next week. Because if this is going to be a full-blown correction, We'll know by next week. And I think it's possible. It all depends on literally today, tomorrow, and then what does it do Monday? Can we get a dot on the daily there, at least to be the start of something? Not quite. I did want to highlight things like Nvidia, which, look, that was 106 this morning, rallies 10 points, which is nothing short of monstrous market cap movement. You got to realize, Nvidia being a scratch plus minus 3 billion. So, that thing was down 5%. It was 150 billion, and then you recover it. These are big dollar sums being moved, folks. So I'm definitely watching, looking, because the thought on things like Nvidia or Tesla, that's the other one. Look, we said 220 on Tesla, right? What happened? 212. What was it? It was a damn deep crab. And we knew it was a reaction territory. What happens here? Well, you're checking back. Today's day one of a green bar. You'll go green. Maybe tomorrow we polish another green bar and then we get the dot. The bigger scenario, and we really went into this big time on Tuesday, was that we're looking for the down move to basically be wherever we're getting this next weekly correction to stop, pivot. I think we could bounce around on the daily. And that earnings call yesterday on Tesla, 2 days ago? Was that Monday afternoon, Tuesday afternoon? I forget. Or was it yesterday? Yeah, that wasn't good news. But I don't care about the news. I really don't. And I think that's the other thing I see with people. A lot going on. It's been a crazy narrative month. Isn't it interesting how that 1618, that thing hit and like the world flipped upside down? I mean, I'm amazed. I've been doing this a long time, kids, and it still gets me. It still gets me. The big breakthrough in my thinking was that realizing that not only the market is harmonic, or a better word, fractal, 618, 1618 primary numbers being a great foundation for how we analyze movements, but my brain's fried. Just that we follow that framework. The job is to put ourselves in alignment with that. No matter how we feel about the news of the world or whomever's your CGI president, we have to align ourselves. So do what you have to. I find myself on frustrating days, like literally walking out and not coming back for 30 minutes. So take that for what it is. I mean, just a couple of words of encouragement for you folks, okay? Let's not get distracted, because a lot of that is just geared towards distraction. And let's focus on what are the possibilities. Where's the opportunities? And the big ones. I mean, Tesla, I think that was a beautiful type 1 on the weekly. And we knew 253 XA level was about it for now. I had no clue on really what the earnings would be, other than we were overbought harmonically. And we had to deal with some things. And that's maybe a better way to frame it out. Like if you're stuck at levels, you get a T1, you get HSI, and not to mention there was several levels here. Even off the Gartley, it was a T2. You just say to yourself, okay, market has to digest this. That's what this is. The 1618 on the NASDAQ, market had to digest that. Also, remember this one? And I think this is another great chart. This is the TSLL. It's the 2X. Okay, look at what we're doing now. The daily perfect type 1 to 16. We talked about this weeks ago when we were starting to really get on Tesla at 180. And here we are. We're back now. Now's the type to show me the dot. What's the problem here? Well, you might want to buy Tesla because Elon's been on X talking about all this stuff. I don't disagree. You know, I said this last time. Don't go against the richest man in the world. But at what price? For me, this TSLL and Tesla altogether might be popping in the next couple of days to set up another long opportunity. The final thing on this weekly chart that has me, which is, it's always good to reference weekly versus daily, that, okay, that was a type 1. Come off. We still need a dot on the daily. And could that be a type 2? It sure could. It sure could. That's the one too. Look, type 1, bang. Come on back. Type 2, 652. That's TSLL, the 2X long. So don't be jumping just yet. I think there's opportunities shaping up, but not till we get confirmation and a couple clear structures. S&P 500, guys. What's happening? Well, ever since the crab completed, and we had a HSI triggered yesterday, we're in this high level zone. We came out of, that's a weekly reading on amplified. So I don't, this isn't just the beginning. I think you got to anticipate this pressure until we can generate some oversold readings. And that's, check out HSI at the 50 level. Okay, we could go sideways into a grind, but still lower. It's not an opportunity yet. What would be the ideal? I mean, my goodness, if we could get crab, which that's what it is, and that's off the 1618, and then get down here. I mean, really, if we could go to a target 1, I think that would be devastating for a lot of people, but it's close. I mean, this is, what are you? What would be some of the concrete signals that would dictate this is a serious inflection? It's not just a reaction. 3-bar breakdown. So just know this. We need a weekly close under 543. Like if you want to wonder if this, and this very well could be shaping up for a retrenchment into the fall, summer peak, okay, topping out in July, August, come on down into September, October. That's on the table now. And it's definitely on the table with a breakdown under 543. A close, weekly close. Today, tomorrow, critical. It just happened. It turned on a dime. That's it. It turned on a dime. And it turned, more so on a dime than I've seen in a lot of instances for a longer term chart like this. I mean, you would at least maybe get a few days. We weren't even up here hours, guys. We were up here, and you got to go in the pre-market really of extended hours. There you go. What, a day? 2 days? Now on the 4-hour chart, SPY is trying to spew out a little shark pattern. T1 designation. Okay, 540 for now. This would make sense to me. You get up here, maybe we do a little, just a weak shark to 5-0, bounce, fill the gap, and then come on back down. From there, back into and beyond. So first step in this downstairs spiral, that might be it, or maybe even the second step. Because I think a lot of what you're looking at here is like what we had back, what was it? A week ago. Or a week ago. Bounce roll. We could be bounce and roll. Final note on SPY and related markets that, what am I thinking here? I'm thinking monthly. I'm thinking long term. It is a monthly extension. It is a monthly 1618. So what's that monthly candle look like? Let's just get, let me remove the lines. Haha. So we're going to be, next week, we're closing out the month. I always said this month is super critical. What is it? Well, the monthly is a check back. We literally have, that's just super doji. I mean, that's right now. It won't be official until tomorrow's close. Well, actually next week. So what do we go? Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. This can change. But doji or bearish candle or whatever, yeah, you'd have some things to anticipate and think about. Yeah, it just went bearish. There's your dot. And this is something else. Wow, just as we speak on the monthly candle goes red again. And that's, well, this thing could sell off right now. Where's the 5 minute right now? Oh, man, I really, not yet. Not yet. Let me get real time, regular hours on there. Let's watch it. Because the monthly chart, guys, this is where these signals come in. It's not that I'm overly concerned about anything in particular, other than the fact that you'd have to say, all right, we're probably, if we get that and we get a dot, we're probably going to do something like that for a few months. We could probably be going into a pause, which it's not a, it's very natural, very normal, but even like a reciprocal pause, utilizing the same retracement here, you know, again, we're back down. You're another 5-7% lower, and I even used that little ditch move too. You know, that little down move on the SPY. So we're trying to anticipate it. It's very benign. It's seemingly benign, that last little ditch, that correction there, and then maybe one more. But that's how the longer term is unfolding. Even in as an aggressive uptrend as that, we're at an inflection. Couple more. What's up, Red? He's saying the 886 is off as at 450. That's something I've been saying too, and that's a good read. Definitely a good thought for the Qs to come back to the, even for, it's off of that April low. Okay, the April low was like this, and 445 would make sense. I need to show you guys though the NQ futures chart, but just do it like this. You're here. I'm going to connect some dots for you. So we do have, that's kind of a harmonic impulse, although it's a little bit higher than I want. So we do a throwdown 1618, which is, that was 457 this morning. That did hit the 1618 off of that last little ditch down. It's at the 382. Not that that's a pattern by any stretch, but a temporary spot. Yeah, I think 457 for now. And that's probably a good one to look at. The 886, we could actually, yeah, we could say it's a shark off the May. Maybe it's a little bit lower. Connecting dots off of May to get to the 886 would be 450. We'll know. We'll know. You still need a couple of bullish candles. Today's day one, and it's not certain. Look, you got 3 hours till the close. A lot can happen. NASDAQ's up 115, was down 300, then went up 200. Let's really quick look at NASDAQ, and we'll jump to Bitcoin. But here's NQ. Here's the weekly NQ with this massive butterfly pattern. I'd say that's reacting. But here's a little kind of proprietary interpretation that I want to share with everybody. We have this zone. Okay, we've seen this before, where If it's really bearish, we're going to close under 313. That's what I thought this morning. I thought, geez, this thing's coming right out. But you're right, you're there now. 19,313. For the weekly basis, that's huge. We saw the monthly deal. Are we really going to have a problem here? Meaning, is this really a target one, type 1? Type 1, target 1 to 17,106? We will know on a close under 19.3. 19.3. That's important. So not yet. Don't run for the fire escape yet. But we're making progress. Then if you go to before I get out of this sector of everything, we looked at Tesla. We can look at Microsoft. The lower end of the trend channel, 425, 420 was the low for now. What about daily? Because this caught my eye. And these were even some of the stuff we've been drawing for Microsoft. Deep oversold, HSI confirmed. But what's going on here for Microsoft, and this is big for the market too, I would say a lot of similarities on this one, this recent correction that we had like here. Okay, so check it back, a dot, and then same goes here. We're checking back. We still have a couple of days. Let it shake out. Even I go back to here. Go back to the beginning of the year, a high level dot. The dots are your friends. Wait for the dot. And that's usually like 2 days. After the trigger, it's 2 bullish days. And that's your construction. All right, I'm not thinking anything's catastrophic yet, but we need dots and we need to see some follow through. Is it an opportunity? Again, not until we get some dots. And I do think we're going to have volatility where we could very well go back in a reflex rally to, I expect us to go back on the Qs to 504 down the line. We need to get through this immediate correction. It's like this. There's 466. Okay. Could we come back and retest that 1618 like a type 2 after this? Yeah. Yeah. And then the bigger thing, the bigger result of what this is telling us would probably be obvious by the end of the year. So expect that to be the top for a while. A while. And even if we banged against that, I would even think of it this way, folks. You guys know I do the 30 bar rule. 30 bars because all of trading is essentially, every chart is it's just a statistical collection of statistical data. And so if we're 30, we got to go 30 weeks where we're consolidating for 30 weeks from there. All of that puts us out a ways, or 30 days, excuse me. 30 days puts us into August, not 30 weeks. 30 weeks would be well into next year. Like this. Go to January, early February. Which, yeah, then we'd be dealing with it. All of my targets have always been until, until January anyway. Like I think we're going to know clearly as we get to the end of the year what the larger implications are. But right now we got to deal with this 1618 for a while. Sorry, chat. You guys are active today. IBM's at the 886. We'll take a look at that, Red. Hey, anything interesting, you guys put them in. I mean, stock-wise or whatever. I'll show you a couple things that I've mentioned recently. Oh, look at that. IBM's not having a problem. Monthly IBM, what's that look like? I thought so. It's been a while. It's a deep crab, but where's the dot? IBM is really a classic stock because it's been around for so long. Look at that chart. IBM monthly, we know the number there, 220. That's big, 220. Yeah, and it's at the 886. Same deal. Need a dot. Look at the shark. Guys, there's a lot of patterns up here that we got to deal with. Hop level 199. That's a good one. Might break it. I don't think so. I think that, look, after the last year or so, the breakout mentality, I don't want to play those. We've thrown a lot of fire, a lot of wood on the fire, so to speak, in the last year or two. Like Nvidia is your classic example here. Are we going to push and play another breakout? No, I think I'd rather wait for pattern development, retracement. Where's the weekly here? Yeah, because the weekly is a dot on Nvidia. That this has been, yeah, this is what we said last time. At least come back to the 50 line, which is like 103. This morning we were 106. I wouldn't even be surprised if we came back as low as that HSI dot. You're in a reaction mode. We've been saying that for a couple weeks now. So there's a temptation, right? You're sitting there watching these things rally for a year or two, and you're like, I'm ready to buy it right at the 1618. No, let's buy it on the 1618 reaction after that's done. Size it up. I mean, let's hope this is. I'd love to see Nvidia do a big 886 retest back into the lower range of this channel and then resume for the decade. But for now, no, we're going to have to just sit in there and let it do its thing. There are some interesting other things. Yeah, there's, listen, other stocks, some things that I've talked about in the past, like here's one, Monster Beverage. I like this. And this is non-tech, where we have some bat action type 2 stuff. Okay, I'm looking at that around 48. Let's throw out a couple ideas. Check out things like Kraft Heinz. We've talked about this. Kraft Heinz is, there's a lot of things that are bottoming out, starting to turn around, that have my attention. There's KHZ on the weekly. KHC, excuse me. The other one, was it Mondelez? Don't know. No, wasn't Mondelez. It was a food. I think it was Hormel Foods. Who wants, someone's looking for Tyson Foods. What's that? Oh, well, that's not bullish. That's a check back right now, daily with a bat. Okay. Oh, remember the Meta bat? Remember this? Here's Meta. On the daily had a bat. Okay, did a type 1 down to target 2. I could see that thing 455 holding. Maybe we get a dot. This will be on next week. It won't be till next week. But that's a possibility after the bat for the return move. Here's Hormel Foods, and it's more of HRL. Again, food stocks, non-tech, things that have been trounced, beaten up. There it is. It's a crab pattern at 31. Boring, not sexy, but I think that's where the market's trying to go right now. These kind of plays. While tech settles out, you've got a lot to resolve. Here's Keurig Dr. Pepper. Keurig Dr. Pepper weekly used to be a big high flyer. It's been years in consolidation, but holding that 31 level, still early. Couple or others. Hey, I do want to bring up, listen, it's not that I've got tech phobia, but here's ASML, massive butterfly. Can it get to target one? It's 883 so far. It's 791. Here's your daily levels, retesting a couple of patterns, crab pattern, hop level at 828. You got some things. I mean, that would be more of the kind of possibilities I'd be assessing. Is clear pattern levels. We have HSI. We'll probably get a dot on the next screen bar, but I want to see stuff like that. And let me show you a couple more. Comcast, boring. Okay, doing nothing. But what's down here? You got big patterns. You've got you're consolidating in these zones. Comcast here, right there, yellow dot, type 2, 38 bucks. So let's think a little bit outside the box. And last one I'll show you. I brought this up before. Dollar Tree. You see where market's starting to frame out the opportunities. I think this could be a hop level at 96. Actually, that's one of the things for my crew we're looking at. It's not ready just yet, but pretty close. I think this is going to slide. We literally, last week was the first week to consider it. But there are definite things here. I come back to, we haven't looked at this in a while, but Coca-Cola. Remember that type 2? Now at almost all-time new highs. I mean, we picked that clean, 52. Long-term, super. Let that run. There's a lot going on underneath the Magnificent Seven, for sure. Someone's asking about the Russell. Well, where's the Russell at? Because the Russell, trying to make this comeback breakout, it looks strong. I think if you're connecting dots even, you got some things you could do. Oh, come on, where'd you go? Hold on. Come on, this is annoying. Like this. There you go. Thank you. Russell's, it's not really an M or W, it's a shark. So I do kind of like what's going on with the Russell. You had a throwdown move. It's a shark pattern up to the 886. That is 234, 235-ish. So yeah, Russell's probably for real with more room to run. And that's okay. At least, hey, it's another reason why the broader market is probably just a temporary retracement. Retrenchment. There's your daily. Daily's got a crab. So let it resolve this 225 area, but the weekly, yeah, I would wait for that. Wait for that. It's not something I'd chase, but I don't. The weekly is firmly intact, and Russell's trades a lot slower than the others. Yeah. Let's do it. N-phase, sure. N-phase is one we talked about a while ago. N-phase for solar, Generac. Yeah, N-phase is, look, that's more weekly. There's some patterns down there at 120-ish. Where was it? Yeah, it was a big shark, like 120 here. I think the better one was Generac. We were looking at that a while ago at 100. Yeah, here, 110. Also, look, weekly, it's like that. So that's trying to turn around. Or, remember First Solar? And First Solar was like 150 or something. Yeah. Whoa. First Solar here on the daily. This was your First Solar. Remember that? Gartley, 160. All the way back off the crab. Maybe it's ready for the return move. but there are a lot of stocks doing things. Couple more. I don't know what Edge is. What's Kava? Kava Group. Got a dot. What is Kava? I'll have to look that up. It sounds familiar. I like that. There's a dot today, just like that dot. So maybe you start looking tomorrow around 78, 80. What's that on a, it looks like you got something on a 4-hour. Should be a shark or something right here. Not showing up. Yeah, there's it. I knew it. On the hourly. Not on the 4-hour. Yeah, maybe tomorrow on the daily. That is a kind of setup I like, and it's the kind of thing I'm looking for right now. Like, I would love to see the Qs or Microsoft basically do this throwdown move and give us a dot and then stabilize to start going again. Needs a little more time, though. What was the other one? Yeah. Chipotle, CMG. It's on a discount after the 10-for-1 split. Weeklies like this. Yeah, I remember we talked about this. And again, look at, we're sky high above the trend channel line, come back to the median line. That's a first stop, first place to be looking. And you got to be patient with CMG. Is one of the strongest stocks in the last 10 years, without a doubt. Look. But every time we bust above that trend channel, we're back down. Reversion to the mean. So can I get something there? Because look, you're oversold here on amplified, but not HSI. And it's just another situation where as juicy as that looks, it's just not ready to be taken out of the oven. Let it simmer. Again, this is we're probably a few more days of this stuff. And this is how it goes. I mean, not every week, not every day, not every month is the same because the stuff's always moving. What was the edge? I don't know what that edge is. Is that Solar Edge? I thought that was Edge. Evolve Innovation? No, that's a Toronto thing. Don't know what that is. Solar Edge? Solar Edge was Sedge, right? That's Solar Edge. Opposite of First Solar. Yeah, I remember this one. I don't know if that's the one you're looking at, but Solar Edge was this. And it might be another opportunity in a week. Yeah, we'll get there. Let's jump. Let's jump to Bitcoin. Sure. I hear you. What the heck, right? Bitcoin. Well, we know what the deal is with Bitcoin. We got the first dot last week. Are we going to retest it? Possibly. Look, it's a throwdown move with the market sympathy, and I'm still going to say I don't care about Bitcoin unless it's above 73.5 or even, as I said before, like above 68.5. I would say this. We'd have to retest. I said this on Tuesday. Look, can we retest the dot? Can we retest the open of that bar? And let me make it big and fat. Because literally that's the first bullish dot we've seen in over a year. And if this is the launch pad, it's after the 60,800 retest. And actually for everything that's gone on in the last 4 months, 5 months, it really isn't, it's just a lot of noise. So let's think of it this way. Where's the opportunity for Bitcoin? Like, where is the frickin' launch pad, quite frankly? Where is it? Where's Bitcoin going to moon? It's got to happen after this test. So I'd say another 4,000 or 5,000 lower, back down to 61 for yet again. 4 hours like this. Okay, remember all these patterns? We've been dealing with a lot of patterns, sweeping them like here and here. There you go. There's 3 patterns now. Even that bat retest is 61.5. That's what is happening here. You're in a type 2 return on the 4 hour. You're just going to have to deal with it, guys. I think there's 2 things going on. One, the narrative has been so strong leading up to this cycle that everyone was trying to will it. And what the market is telling us is like, no, we're the big boys now. We've got, we can make a lot of money by, turning on the washing machine and basically sending it up, sending it down, sending it up, sending it down as we dish out to retail. If we're going to do patterns and apply what we understand that has to happen, where first retest reaction, secondary reversal for the type 2, it would have to be there. It would have to be like 61.5. And that's what I'm going to look for. I'm not crazy about it. I'm not, because it's taking time. It's where a lot of time's getting eaten up. Also, this bat pattern here, okay, we come off this last HSI on the daily, mind you, where this is probably, that's not indicative of something that wants to go anytime soon just yet. So let it do the ping pong. If you want to know where the moon is after we fail that pattern, we fail this pattern, that's your moon. That's how we got to look at it, because the whole target assumption of the 1618 at 1025 will not get triggered or accelerated until we're above that hop level. We've got to fail this pattern, and that's going to be a good thing. It's just there's clear pressure at 71 that's capping this for a while, and we can go back to other time periods. It's other spaces, places. Kind of go back to where we were. A year ago, last summer. We were between 1 shark and 2 sharks. Okay, after several months of this, banging at 25K for a while, we finally were able to break out. It's going to be like this. If that was 32K and then the hop level is 75K, that's the kind of thing you're looking for, but only after the pattern has failed. So we have work to do, and you can't expect much from it in terms of going into the moon phase everybody wants until we get to this point and we fail it with, I would say, that type of behavior. A big retest, blast through, and then just middle finger up. HSI stands for Harmonic Strength Index. It is the relative strength tool we use. Why? Because we need some relative measure compared to prior price history to know where the extremes are. So that's there. And it's designed to go from extreme to extreme. The best situation is combining with patterns. Look at the crab here, the Bitcoin crab at 48. Okay, no confirmation, just reaction. That's typically how it goes. If we don't have something that simply lines up where we have a pattern, but you don't have an indicator to confirm it, then you're probably just looking go level to level. It is rare to get a pattern to turn hard, be an end all be all without confirmation. So that's just another, it's another part of how we're framing out levels, utilizing the harmonic patterns to define what are the natural limits. That's really what harmonic's all about. Quick, total. Then I'll go to ETH, because ETH, after the after that announcement, Ethereum just was vaporized. An ETF, no thanks. We don't want the ETF. We're just going to sell it off. Crypto total market cap, same as Bitcoin. Really similar. HSI's here at 2.4. And then our last dot's all the way at like 2 trillion. That's your range currently. And this is not, look, this is the opposite of bullishly constructive. Inflection high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Lower low, lower low, lower low again. So we need to see something. Gonna have to let this do its deal and come down. Where's the HSI right now? Trending lower. So just let that air come out. That's total index. Here's total 3. And total 3, I think, is the one to be monitoring because that's your T-coin index. After the yellow dot 2 days ago, we're down, coming in here. And where's my weekly? Where's the weekly? The weekly is like this. Okay. I'd say that's a type 1 at 676 for total 3. And then we do something like this. At least retest this at 550. You guys see what I'm trying to get at? They pop and they're rolling. They pop and they're rolling. There's the first dot. First bullish dot since the low. That's also important. But what would really make this is a full type 2. If we could retest that XA level, that's at 474, that would satisfy a lot of this noise. It would satisfy that pattern as a potential continuation structure. So I'm going to just say it. There's work to be done here. It's not going to happen July. You're not going to launch August. We're going to have to come back and redo this. Speaking of redo, NASDAQ's now 100 lower since we started the session. It ain't over. It's not over. Yeah. Oh, Grayscale dumped 800 million Ethereum yesterday. That explains it. Look. Here it is. Ethereum 3,100, down 167. Okay, well, at least you're retesting the dot. And that was that dot. That's what we were looking for. That's 3,100. What was that? The open bar. 32.40. On the daily, I think it's more telling. It's a type 2. On the shark, I had a bat here. Hold on. Should be a bat. Well, there's a shark, but it was back to back, depending on the feed. Here we go with these feeds again. There it is. Nope. Binance US feed. That's been, I don't know why, just to say this, share this with everybody. I'm getting a lot more patterns on the Binance US feed. Go figure. But ever since the dot, and that was yesterday, HSI is up here. We were looking for 2950 retest, and so should you. Retest the XA, because that's the type 2. Still lower. It's still lower. And I said on Tuesday, I want to do T-coins. I want to start thinking about putting together the T-coin portfolio on things like Render. Render back at 6, right under 6. Okay, it's there you go. We're back down here. It is a type 2 off of this bat pattern. Where's my confirmation? Not there yet. We might scrape the hop at 518. We might scrape the hop at 518. And here's the weekly check back. These are 2 events we talked about that needed to happen. So they literally happened today, this morning. A retest of 620 on the weekly. That just happened. There you go. Here, what's the 4-hour look like? So is this an opportunity on render? Not yet, but getting a little closer, and actually it has come down to the ideal levels we've been talking about for a while. The other one I was talking about was Akash Network, AKT. Where are you? Where are you? It was under $3. So there it is. And that's the weekly with the dot checking back. Okay, perfect. That's what we were looking for. We've really been looking for that for a while. And then this is also another daily. It's a type 2, but look what happened. Counter dot. 309 is the exact number. I think we could probably come a little lower on this. HSI is hitting now. That's a better sign. Okay, you guys know I've been hesitant on this stuff because it wasn't registering what it needed to do. But we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Tentative date on the T-Coin webinar is August 21. If you guys want to be a part of that. Take care, Greg. Yeah. Enjoy your weekend. A few others. You guys know, I've been looking at Ethereum Classic as well. That's another one. I kind of like it, but it's around $20. And the last time that was a quick flash to 18. That's where I'm looking for this. It's still lower. Weekly looks like this. Where is my weekly? There it is. Here. And your dot, you have a dot on the weekly. That's around 1975. We haven't retested it yet. But do you guys see how this is? Like, we got our signals. We know what needs to happen. Okay, we got to just let it happen. We retest that, then I'll start looking. But that could be another week or two. Can't get away from crypto without admiring something that I dumped out of frustration and blame it on me. XRP, guys. Holding firm. I think 50 cents always was fine. Anything under 60, I always said was fine. 47 was the number. Will this go anywhere? I'm not so sure just yet, but it's holding where it had to hold. So XRP, like the rest of them, put that a lot in the same category as like Ethereum or Solana. They'll be okay longer term, but you're going to bounce around. Solana is it's an interesting cat. Really interesting because it did the 1-2 it was supposed to do, and now we're at target 2 again on Solana. I think it's a lot like Bitcoin now. Like, are you going to get the monster move in Solana? You're going to have to clear this stuff out. The acceleration phase will start above 200 or even above 210. Right now, we could be ping-ponging, and we could be back 130 pretty quickly. If this just rolls over, like let's say this weekend, there's a lot there to be had to say that's it for now on Solana. With that trigger on Solana, it was 178.76, and that was ideal. Couple more. What do you guys want to look at? Shill it now. Shill me your coins. I will not be here Tuesday, so I'm happy to hang in for a little bit. You guys want to look at A0? A0, is it worth more than 0? No, we can't do this stuff. I don't want to see opportunity. That's not where we're looking in that kind of stuff with opportunity. I'd say, okay, XRP is maybe in a better situation than that thing. Remarkable. New lows. Weekly. Okay, there's something there. But you're still in that downtrend. It's a type 2 bat at 38. But not until. And then again, we're at this point as well after the inflection from January, February. Look, you got to clear out some downtrend too. Maybe we do it like this. You know, not until that gets to the right of that downtrend. Dare I say, almost wanting to put itself in the dead crypto category. I with all of these kind of things, I would still want to see a couple of weeks of, hey, I'm stabilizing. I'd have a 3-bar reversal here. Guys, that's rug pull material. 1 second. Hold on. I mean, what are stuff that we could look at? Neon. USD. Better chart. Need more data there. There's Neo. Neo or Neon? Neon. Hold on. Not Neo. Neon. Yeah, that's another. Just 886 reset. Daily. All right, now I see what you're getting at. It's an all-time bat pattern. Okay. That was more, though, back there at 39. It's now 60. You probably come back and retest. You're banging in this zone here. Look, Neon's got a counter HSI that happened yesterday. It's at 60. It comes back to 50 minimum. That's just a little first thrust kind of a deal. A couple more. ICP. Yeah, baby, you know me. Looks like this. ICP. It was a crab type 1. I expect that to be back. Whew, these type 1s. If you guys learn anything with me, please learn the type 1 reaction, especially with this situation. Why? Because we know that patterns have to be retested. It's, initial inflection, secondary retest, reversal. That's standard technical analysis, but that type 1 on ICP is over and probably on its way already back to XA at 739. It's just a name. And there's your weekly. Can I have a dot, please? Can we check back 665? Also, look, despite that move, this 10x move from 3 to 20, is that an opportunity or is that dead? Let me broaden it out. It's tough for me to go on stuff like this where if you almost really just need to look at the last year or two, treat that as the realistic range. And if we're going to treat that as the realistic range, then it's like you're not going to flash this stuff. The fact that it was at 450 one day, long time ago, a more realistic range for all of this is, it's probably like, it's not even up at 20. It's like 15, and then downside low possibilities are like 5, 6. You're at 10. And you just did a reaction. Couple more. Okay. OP. I'm just riffing today, guys. But OP's like this. Probably another one. Yeah. Bat pattern with counter HSI. So when you see that, really nice. I mean, that's a nice structure, a couple nice bat patterns. But much like this bat pattern a year ago, expect it to take a lot more time. Check out what happened here. You had a counter HSI, you came back, and then you spend another month or so consolidating before you eventually made it to T1. Never got to T2, ideally, but just know that this is going to take a little time. And I would think with that reaction, getting overbought so quickly, you're at 169 at the moment. It's probably more like 150 or 157. And look at HSI. It's almost there, but clearly we're still down. It's just a little pop. Hey, I'm overbought. Let's roll back down. I mean, that is just first reaction. Retest terminal bar. Maybe it's a broadening wedge, but I'm going to stick with harmonic, the harmonic levels. And when you got, double dot here, that double dot also relates to a couple bearish candles where this reaction's over. It come retest again. Yeah. Okay, KDA has a what? It's a daily bat. I remember that one. Cadena. But I think I know the problem with that one. Yeah. HSI. And this is why we do the confirmation the way we do it. Maybe it's a weekly is probably better. Yeah, there's the weekly. And you have a weekly dot, but you have to retest it and then just look at the progress of the chart since they released this garbage. It's a dump on the public. You had one run up early in the year, 47 to 170. I don't even think that that's for crypto. I don't think that that's really much. And then it's right back down. I want trending crypto. Someone said Ondo. And I like Ondo, but I don't think it's ready yet. I think Ondo's another one where it's going to have to come back and pay for gains. Shark happening now, and it's 94 cents. I think it's more like 80 to 70 cents for Ondo before we even see a possibility. I like it. It's trending, but it's just not there yet. Here. Come down to here and give me an oversold trigger. Yeah, I mean, look, HSI is oversold. That's a good sign, but it's not official until that pops out, and we could be in there a couple of days. Ondo is an 84-cent minimum retest. Celestia, TIA. Man, you guys are loaded with these T coins. TIA was, wasn't that another one that failed to confirm? TIA. It did. Look, there's the daily on Celestia. Without confirmation, you just have a pretty structure. There's T1. Anything oversold yet? No. So more time. More time. You're in a 30-bar window, easy, where you take that into August, first week of August, before you can consider. I don't have a trigger. I have a pattern. It gave you a little reaction. That was it. But to really expect something more, like to target one, I need to get oversold after pattern completes in the ideal scenario. I agree. Pattern looks good. All-time reset at the 886, but give me something that would satisfy that as oversold. And then you have stuff like, with a lot of these, and again, guys, it's not difficult because we've been through it before, where we've gotten into these retracement phases for the better part of a year, and it stays under the trend until it breaks out. And we have to wait on that, or can't expect much until it gets to the right of that downtrend. What else? No way. No way. Pulse, really, Nick? Is that thing even trade? I'm going to look at it for grands. Pulse chain. I think this is going to be a lesson for folks. Pulse chain. Come on, really? Oh, well, they brought it to the exchange. But this is brought to you from the makers of Hex, which, how that guy is not in jail? 1 penny on Hex. Even the name Hex. 1 penny. These kind of things, guys, if you have more than like $100 in this, I think I'm going to save you a lot of heartache. Take the excess above $100 and go put it into the QQQ or the SPY, and then in like 10 years come back to me, because this is not going to get it done. This is dead crypto. Pulse X. And I know a lot of people fell for it. They fell for it. Pulse X, there's a beautiful pattern, da-da-da. It was a pump and dump. And meanwhile, that dude, he sold all it. He cashed out and went to Russia or something. Anyone got any update on that? Exactly, Victoria. That's why you're one of the smartest in the crew. Hard pass on this. Have you seen the way the guy dresses? He's dressing with your money. No can do. I mean, even if, look, I'm blindly going to lay out harmonic pattern parameters here. Blindly. Okay? And just say, you have a pattern. What's it doing in the first 30? Let's rephrase that. Here's a pattern. Do you have confirmation? Well, right there. Is it all happening within the first 30 bars? Tell me what's happening within the first 30 bars. What's that doing in 30 bars? Okay? It's like this. Yeah. First 30 bars is here. And you can do this with all the crypto, especially these T coins. 30 bars, April. What's it doing in April? Sideways to down. 30 bars after April, still down. That's plenty of time for me to know that not much is going to happen off of that. You can't expect much. And this is some of the reasons why you need to bring a little finer tooth comb to these patterns, no matter what. You know, Pulse X on a whatever, I get it, you know, and I'm sure some people got in here and are still yapping about it, where they're like, well, we're up 100%. Again, talk to me in a year. Talk to me. Let's gotta rethink this stuff. There's a lot of dead crypto out there, and this is one of them. I think if you want to passively play in crypto, let's line up the next Bitcoin level. More and more, to me, it seems like too many of these are getting cannibalized, either through other issues or just the sheer amount of what's the word I'm looking for? There's a dilution. Thank you. My brain's still working despite it exploding earlier today. There's a dilution, guys, that I need to really discuss. That if we don't have firm trends or firm bases or patterns, a lot of the darlings of last cycle are getting eviscerated because people are putting new coins out there, and the speculative dollars are getting diluted, and you know, in that environment, not a lot's going to work unless it's for real. Come back to one or two things like, what was it? Someone's looking for Ape. That's another one. Hasn't done anything. And dare I say, probably dead crypto with a trend like that. Ape has got a hop level at 52 cents. We had a little bounce in April from $1 to $1.50, and that was it. Again, 30 bars. Where are we 30 bars after the pattern completion? Like there. Everyone can do that. My 5-year-old can say, Daddy, it's not going up. He knows, Daddy, it's a green pattern, it's going up. But after 30 bars, no, Daddy, it's not going up. And that's what's happening here. Also, bearish continuation, bearish continuation. That's like so many of these. What was that one? ACH? Yeah, look, ACH has been a good one. And that one has a bat here. But bearish candle. That was one that I was on last year. Like way back. And now we have a secondary setup, but that's at 197. That's under 2 cents. How do I know it's under 2 cents? Because this bearish candle, this bearish dot, the yellow dot, that's a bearish signal, with this happening, 30 bars. 30 bars was what? It was 10 days ago. Almost. Which means just more consolidation in that zone. I like this one. Here it is on the weekly. Hold this higher low. Okay, if we could hold that low with another weekly and turn up again, that's above 2.5, 2.6. That would be constructive. But for now, in the short term, I think we have to retest 195 there. But at least you have this thing. And this is a T coin. This is crap. I'm not gonna polish this up as anything other than crypto crap. But at least technically you have a series of higher lows versus something like ApeCoin and a lot of these others that they're like this. They're down. I mean, they keep trending down. And I mean, going back a couple of years, they're like this. This one, that made a low in 2022. At least there's something there. I'll come to Cardano. Cardano is another one where, look, I'm thinking this is going back to 25 cents now. Cardano was a monthly, was like that. Also, the daily had big patterns at 70 cents. There, yeah, it was it was this. There you go. Let me clean this up. So here's another bat pattern, and you went counter HSI. I'm going to say 27 cents on Cardano. Why? It's not just calling it out. It's reading what's happening here, saying that's a reaction, no follow through, couple bearish signals, hop level at 27. And would I buy it there? I don't think so. I think Cardano is another one where this is a multi-billion-dollar entity. What the hell is it doing? What the hell is Cardano doing? Not much. Am I going to be wrong and miss out on something? Probably not. We caught the last one at 25 cents. I did catch that move. But this is getting into the category of dead crypto. And so you could probably sit there for years, but unless something comes along, it's like a cure for cancer. Don't know. You guys tell I'm a little annoyed today. Yeah, Nick, what's up, Nick? Welcome to the show. Yeah, nothing till we need Bitcoin to pop, guys. We need Bitcoin to move. It either has to form a pattern, give us confirmation, start rallying, get above some levels. And it's not where we want it. It's not. Everybody thought this summer would be rocking. I thought it would be, and I still am looking for $102,500 on Bitcoin by the end of January. I am. But you know what it bothers me? We don't have like a crystal clear launch pad here. Weekly, we do have some things that I'm encouraged about, but To trigger that, I think this still has to come lower at 61. It has to do the retest almost mechanically. NASDAQ rolling over 55, only up 55. I say this goes negative. This is going to roll over. And all of this follow through. So think about this, guys. Before I get out of here, we're in a precarious spot. What don't we have? We don't have clear bullish signals at the moment. We don't. I know, David. Yeah, I know it. I'm going to get it, and I'm out of here on Tuesday. But I keep coming around to all of this in my brain, and I need to see a really clear bullish signals. That immediate signal for Bitcoin as something that I would look at would be a retest, but that's 61K. And this whole high level zone would have to hold here. Mitch and I talked about this last week as a possible Wyckoff accumulation zone on the daily. That may be, but we still have more work to do. And it's not a signal of a launch pad, an acceleration or anything. And if you're leaning that way, we're going to be frustrated. But that's really where we're at. You know, it's a ping pong. It's a ping pong. We entered this zone, and that was February. So technically, guys, we've all really been waiting since February. We had that big push up. And then February and March, since the top in March, we really did feel like the 886 was something that we'd have to deal with, which was this. And we've been sideways, even though you overshot it. Look, since the 886 on Bitcoin. And that's a key level also to be considering here going forward. This 886. It's there to there. There's the 886. That's officially at what, 64K? And you're just sideways there. That's your 886. Is this going to fail? And it reminds me a lot of the NASDAQ 886. So let me finish up on this. Let's go back to NASDAQ a long time ago. Come on, NASDAQ 100. Okay, there's a lot of similarities on, I'm going to take you guys back to 5,000. It's like this. This is what I think Bitcoin's doing. And it shows you how old I am, if I can remember this as like yesterday. There's the NASDAQ, boom, full reset. Here's a beautiful pattern. And again, monthly pattern. Tell me what it's doing within 30 months. Hits and flex and goes. Now, 886 is there at 4,300. I remember that. Okay, and goes sideways. For how long? September to September. 1 year. No, that was more than 1 year. 02. Wait, 1 second. 03. Sorry. 14 to 16. So that was almost 2 years sideways. But it held at the 886 every time they threw it down. That's what Bitcoin needs to do. And this series of time, this kind of time frame has been sticking in my brain. This exact 886 all-time example, and then you get the push. But this is my point here. Where'd you go? We have to clear it here, get above that resistance, and then do the acceleration move up to the 1618. And that's what it did, exactly. And this is the Bitcoin move. Just from, not from recently, but from 10 years ago. That's the Bitcoin move from there to there, the 1618. That's the kind of thing we're looking for. But get through this consolidation zone first. That's what you have to deal with. That's what Bitcoin is involved in. And if we're relative terms, that's, it's like 60 on the downside and it's 72, 71 on the top side. That doesn't change. We've got to break through it. Then maybe I'll go back and look at some of those other patterns on T coins and what have you. Putel's Lies is saying, yeah, but Bitcoin is different because of the limited supply. I agree with you, but at what price? We can't just embrace narrative without having concrete harmonic opportunity for that pattern. I mean, there's NDX right now. Look at NDX. This is the index. This is like the Qs and whatever. There's a dot. There's so many things here. Look. NDX just in the last 2 years. Okay, go up. There's 1618, right? Sorry, right there. I mean, was that almost exact or what? I think so. It was exact. Go to a 382. I think minimum 236. And that's more like 18.4. This is another relative example, folks. Like we want to buy tech. Hey, the market's down. We've been waiting for a correction. I'm just going to jump on it because it's down 10%. No, do you have a signal? Are we at minimum retracement levels? Like I think that 236 here is not a bad number to consider. And especially a yellow dot that you're getting all of the signals on this monthly close that are ideal bearish at ideal inflection levels. And dare I say, crypto, maybe not as dramatic, but it's a similar kind of frustrating condition. It's not ready to be traded yet. We got to let it at least assert itself. Yeah, that's a great comment. Scott, do I ever use order flow software in conjunction with the patterns? No, but people have told me they've used it with a lot of success. There's a great guy, Nick Chalane, I think his name is. I think he uses that, and he's a big supporter of harmonic pattern collection software. But I think he uses order flow. I need to get him in. I've been on his show. I should bring him in. What's up, Freeze? DJT bouncing from the third test. Well, I think you had some move there. Is that Trump Media or is that transports? Because that's also the transportation index average, which is in a really tight wedge. Look at that. That's a monthly wedge too. Weekly, like that. These are important times. I still say, look, the next 3 to 5 years are going to be phenomenal, but let's get it on the right price. It's a lot like 2022 situation. We need to get the signals. There's DJT. Look, guys, all of the things that you're saying to me make logic sense. Make logic and make sense. Logical thinking. But I still want to let the market come to us with 10% corrections like we just saw with NASDAQ. Now we could start looking on NASDAQ. Start looking. And the same with crypto. But it's got to be served up in a way where it's, okay, narrative is saying one thing, great. Now do we have patterns and oversold opportunities? Because that's how we combine the two. I don't know. There's a lot going on out there. There's a lot going on out there, kids, above and beyond the markets that, can rattle anybody's brain. I just say stay cool and let the opportunities be almost obvious before jumping. And that points to things like in terms of stocks. I said, look at food stocks. Look at some of those other rate sensitive stocks we've talked about. More to come. You wanted to look at the Trump thing, the Trump DJT. Yeah, we had some stuff there. Here's the Trump media. Again, this is a paper thin revenue, whatever. I mean, personally, I think it's, genius way to kind of funnel campaign funds into a, stock. And we talked about, wasn't it a bat pattern? It sure is. This was back-to-back bats, but every time, it's 44 to 26 on the Trump thing. I tweeted about this over the weekend, and I was like, yeah, this is going to go to 45, 47. It went right there and straight back down. And it doesn't take too many of these straight up, straight downs to see that that's about all you're going to get on something like this. Yeah, maybe if we got another dot, I'm not crazy about this. I like a lot of the crypto, in terms of stocks. We want stuff that's moving, trending. You want trends like this, not trends going down like that. And that's where we are. I mean, it's with this kind of a thing that could go as low as hop at 17 even. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. No. I'm not going to even vote this year. Again, I'm not going to vote. It's really disappointing to see what has happened. But I'm just no. I want strong economy. I want sensible financial. I don't want ID USA. I want sensible. I believe in the market, and that's about it. And they want to mess with them. The other people want to mess with the market. But here's FedEx, guys, all-time 886. This was going the other way. Great trending stock, overbought. It's just overbought at the moment, and this is different from like UPS. UPS is had a pattern and got washed out there. We were that at like 150. There you go. Butterfly. Yeah, we were here 155. Now 130. It's a long-termer, but it is a T2. Can we turn around there? Because look, there you go. You can take a shot on it, but you get this kind of nonsense. That's for me. I've been trying to evolve out of the stuff that's like, doing a downward sloping trend, bullish pattern, and more like ASML. I think I showed you guys that ASML where, look, you have a pattern in the uptrend. Okay, clearly going up, trending up. There you go, retesting the pattern on the retracement. That's more of the kind of thing where you want to see it. Yeah. Can you do that simply over the last year or two? The last 30 months? Can you honestly draw an arrow like that? And then get a retracement pattern in the uptrend? That's a better thing. I talk about that in volume 2. So check out volume 2. All right? Listen, folks. I'm going to say it again. Be patient with these markets. Don't jump. We don't have concrete signals. If anything, we're coming off of concrete bearish signals. So this will take time. And you have to be okay with that. You, as a trader, you have to be okay with the fact that we're probably in a retracement phase where we'll get signals, but it's a lot like last summer. And last summer, go back to last June or July and listen to what I was saying. That I was bullish, but we needed to go through this correction phase, retracement phase, and we're doing it all over again. Just chill. Enjoy your days no matter what. No matter what. All right, folks. That's what I have for today. I'll be back next Thursday. Okay? I did want to say that remember, get the software, and we're going to do the 3-week trials. I gave away one software. How about I give away one more? HPC. First one to put in HPC, you'll get a 60-day trial, and you'll come to the webinar on the 21st. How about that? Anyone still around? Anyone still around? HPC. Nick, you win. Right on, man. Nick, send an email send your TradingView username and tell them you're a winner. HPC at sr-analyst.com. 60 days with the software, and then everyone that buys the software, you get the HPC Pro for 6 months. That was our prime deal. All right, we'll give away more next Thursday. I can't wait because I will be on location, as they say. All right, everyone, enjoy your weekend. I mean it. Go swimming, go to the beach, go to the mountains, take a bike, take a hike, squeeze your loved ones, and come on back next week. All right, great one. Love you guys. Catch you next week.